In Tipton, Missouri, a small rural town of just over 3,000, stands a significant piece of history. Harrison School was structured as Tipton's colored school in 1890 and served as the primary educational center for the African American students in Tipton until 1957. Donald Shipley wrote, "In 1888, the white citizens of Tipton, Missouri wanted to build a new schoolhouse and finance it through the passing of a levy. However, for the levy to pass, they needed the votes of the Negro men within their community. To gain the Negro votes, white citizens promised that the Negro community would also receive a new school building. In 1890, the Harrison School, a Victorian-style building constructed of brick and stone, hand-carved by the former slaves, was built for the Negroes. In 1980, the founders and teachers of the Harrison School transformed our community. Now, nearly 65 years later, after its closing, we have the opportunity to transform our community again. The Harrison School left a legacy on our community, and now we can help transform the school into the James L. Shipley African American Historical Museum." Harrison School provides Tipton with rich history. Among others, the Shipley family had a major impact on the Harrison School and the Tipton community. Galveston Leroy Shipley was a student, teacher, and principal at Harrison School for 32 years. "Separate but equal" was the only slogan in Tipton during this time. Not a reality, but Mr. Shipley took the scraps, hand-me-down books, and other segregation practices and tried to build up a respect for law and order, self-resilience, and the use of what was at hand while they hoped and worked for a brighter day. He created a Black History Week, observant, athletics, health education, and vocational work as extracurricular activities. Mr. James Shipley attended school at Harrison School. After completing 9th grade schooling at Harrison School, he enlisted in the United States Army Air Forces, becoming a member of the 332nd Fighter Group and served as one of the original Tuskegee Airmen in Italy during World War II. He was awarded 7 bronze medals during World War II. Mr. Shipley has since had numerous books written about his legacy. In 2019, Mr. James Shipley was recognized with an honorary high school diploma from Tipton High School and will walk with the graduation class of 2020. What has become of the Harrison School? Although it is in some disrepair, the building still stands, and some of the equipment and materials can be still found inside. How can this project transform our community? We can renovate the 120-year-old school. Donald Shipley writes about the transformation of the Harrison School. "Today, we plan to preserve and protect the history of the Harrison School. In doing so, this historical landmark will demonstrate to all that you can be born into bondage, earn emancipation, engage in the system that once held you captive, earn degrees, and become a leader in the world and the community. We plan to restore the entire schoolhouse, which will consist of 3 rooms and a basement. One room will become a replica of a late 19th century classroom so that today's generations can get a glimpse of what the segregated education looked like. A second room will become the Galveston Shipley Library, named after the distinguished alumni. The library will display family histories of the students of the Harrison School and other literature attesting to our shared history and will be available to scholars and students wishing to do research. The final room will serve as a community room. Throughout the school will be pictures and artifacts from distinguishing alumni of the school and the school itself. Why is this transformation important to you? It is a reflection of the history of this country, the state, and Tipton, and it provides a place unique in this country, especially central Missouri. The transformation of the Harrison School into the James L. Shipley African American Historical Museum is one of the most powerful ways to improve our community. The building is a hidden gem in our small community now. With more awareness and public knowledge of the history and potential of the building, it can be a shining diamond. What can you do? Volunteer. You may volunteer time, money, effort, and artifacts toward getting the word out, not only about the transformation of the Harrison School, but also about the history and legacy of the school and its leaders. Use the information shown to contribute.